Hey guys, welcome to Bootcamp Burn. This is a 1 minute movement for every movement with 20 seconds rest between each. For a medium mode of it, do it all the way through once. To make it a challenge, do it twice all the way through. The very first one is called a power skip. So you drive your knee and pull your back leg backwards, almost kind of like a jerk if you've ever done that kind of dance, and drive it as high as you can, getting a nice forceful production. Once again, pulling your back leg behind you. 1 minute of that, 20 seconds rest, and then we're moving on to the next movement. This one is going to be a mountain climber with a twist. So for every 1 to 2 mountain climbers, you do a twist with that outside leg straight into it. 1, 1, and 1. 1, 1, and 1. Twisting across your body from the inside out. Supporting your hands with your arms straight. If you want to make it extra hard, you can try to do it from your forearms, but it's going to make it much harder and you're going to have to bring your butt a little higher in the air during that process. Recommend trying this one and going as fast as you can. And if you want to do round 2, maybe try the forearm version on the next version. 1 minute of those, 20-second breather. And then we're going to go into high knee jumps. You want to get them as high as you can. It is about vertical today. Driving it from your heels, drive your knees, follow through. Big exhale on each one of these. Try to get a nice rhythm to it and a little bit of bounce. Bend your knees when you land as well, too. Don't land stiff leg, or it's going to pull a lot of that shock into those ACLs. 1 minute of that, 20-second rest. And now we're going to go into our forearms, and we're going to do plank jumping jacks. Notice I'm doing it on that forearms because it's going to make it a little bit more challenging. I'm bending my knees a little bit when I land because it takes that shock out, but I'm not arcing my back too far low. If anything, I'm letting my butt stay a little bit higher on the way up and coming back to a normal plank. Don't let that lower back arc. This one takes a lot of breathing on all these movements, so make sure you're breathing nice and heavy and a nice rhythmatic breathing. Now in that rest time, I want you to practice doing longer breaths, about 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out. So we're going to go into kickbacks, glute kickbacks to be exact, and I want you to drive it forwards and then up, directly up as high as you can, squeezing the glutes. Try to get a nice rhythmatic march. Start out slow and then go a little bit faster, but make sure when you drive it, you drive your heel as high directly upwards and really squeeze the glutes in this equation. And if you do it right back to those jumping jack planks, you'll get a good amount of abs in that equation from those as well. Notice I bend my knee forwards before I kick it up too. Moving along. 1 minute down, 20-second rest. We're going to do what's called a corkscrew. So there's a hard version, and that's where you completely turn all the way out like this. So you come up, your back's almost facing the ground. You have to support your body much harder with your shoulders and core and kick your leg all the way out and across. Now, if you want to make it a little bit easier, you don't have to turn all the way out. Just kick your foot across your body and turn only so much, kind of like this version of this. So you notice I'm not turning all the way out. And then the easiest version of this is kind of driving your knee out or just touching your toes slightly across in that direction. So there's easy, medium, and hard just appropriate. Maybe if you do it both rounds, you start with a medium and then you do the harder one as you go. This is a lot of coordination and a lot of full body work on this one. Once again, lots of breathing, high aerobic movements on this entire workout. Lots of full body functional, good amount of burn, and you get a lot of strength growth in this as well. So the next one, we're going to do chopping it up and get down. So every 5 seconds, I want you to drop into a burpee and then go back to chopping it up. Now notice they're not high knees. I'm just barely tapping my feet. I'm going as fast as I can for 5 seconds, dropping it, and I'm going back up as fast as you can. So it's explosive. Really, not only do you notice I'm kicking it out, I'm catching myself in this drive. If you don't want to catch it, you can bend your knees and come down slower. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, drop down and catch yourself in that push-up position. Be careful though that you are nice and supported. Have a little bit of bend to your arms so you don't have that shock go all the way into your shoulder. All right, next we're going to go into a wide mountain climber. So notice it's almost like going into a lunge position as I drive my knees forwards. I'm bending my knees and I'm pushing my foot and not just bending my knees back and forth like a normal mountain climber. It's coming up wide and to the side. Now, the wider you go, the farther up you're going to be able to get it, allowing your body to engage those hips a little bit more in this equation. Much harder than, again, a normal mountain climber as well. 1 minute down, 20 seconds to breathe. Long breaths. Remember, 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out. deep, controlled, and going into a squat jump. When you jump, not only are you going to bend your knees when you land, but push off on those heels, sticking your butt out while you bend your knees. Try not to let your knees over your toes. Exhaling as you explode. Come down slowly and explode. So this one is kind of a hit one. I want you to change the intensity where you're going down easier and going up as fast as you can, and go for height as well. Going to the next one, we did our minute 20-second break, right into a skater. So it's kind of like a side-to-side curtsy lunge. Notice that I'm bending my knees. Doesn't necessarily have to go all the way to the ground, but the lower you go, the more leg work you get into that equation. I like to use my hands, throw them down to the ground. It gives you a nice amount of rhythm as well, too. And you'll see me move it this way to kind of see a front version. My leg goes back behind me, my hips turn to the side, and I push off, accelerating forwards and into the next motion. This one will take a little bit more space, so you may want to make sure you have a nice amount of room when you do this one as well. 1 minute down, you know the story, 20 seconds to breathe. And then we're going back into it. So we're going to do we're going to do a push-up into a one-legged hop. So you do your push-up, you kind of inchworm, bend your knee to get back up, and as soon as you're upright, you drive that other knee forwards into a hop. Bend it down, inchworm with one leg, walk it down until you can do your body's flat plank position, a push-up. Now notice my push-ups, they're an arrow with my body, it's not a T, it's not close in. You want as much neutral as you can, get back up, walk it on up, drive that knee, and jump. This one takes a lot of energy. It's probably one of the hardest movements to do. It is a full coordination. It's almost like combining a burpee push-up with, again, a single side hop. We're going to do it on our right side first. 1 minute. Count 20 seconds to breathe. And then we're going to switch it up for the very last movement today. We're going to do it on the other side. Once again, though, start it out right. Bend your knee. You can do the first one, kind of feel of it. Put your leg up. Once you get that leg up, keep it up. Do your push-up. Bring it back up. Bend your knee here. It's very important. If you try to do a stiff leg, you're going to fall and lose your balance. Walk it all the way up. Keep your head up. And then hop from that drive. Go right back into it. Putting your foot back to keep your balance. And walking it down. That foot in the air is going to allow you to kind of keep that balance a little bit more. So it's very important you throw it back as your body, your torso goes forwards. Do it for a minute. Finish it out. And if you want to do it on the moderate mode, that's it. You have finished it all. It should take at least 15 minutes or more for that one. If you do it twice, it'll be 35 minutes more or less. So enjoy, guys. Nice heavy volume to this. It is a lot of full body functionality. It will definitely get you sweating. If you go to round 2, take about a minute and jump right back into it. Same story, 1 minute of work, 20 seconds of rest. Have a good one, guys.